AI is being deployed across multiple domains: data analytics, customer service, cybersecurity. And we know from recent research we fielded to our audiences, partners and customers are either planning to or are already implementing AI. To talk more about this and what the next steps are for partners, I have Jay Krishnan of Google. Jay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for having me here.
So, Jay, I want to start by talking a little bit about Gemini Enterprise and how partners can explain its value to customers.
Sure. Gemini Enterprise is an AI-powered conversational platform that brings the full power of Google AI to every customer, to every employee, and their workflow. It is built with Google's most advanced Gemini models, and it enables customers to interact with their company's documents, data, and applications in a very unique way. It gives them the tools to build and deploy AI agents, as well as it comes with a suite of pre-built agents that are grounded in the company's information and the user's personal context at work. In doing so, it enables customers to drive end-to-end business process transformations, delivering tangible results and business outcomes.
So, it's obvious a tool like that is going to be a huge time saver for customers doing their daily tasks. Can you share, though, some specific use cases or outcomes that users have had using Gemini Enterprise?
Gemini Enterprise helps customers across a whole range of use cases. And they range from the simplest of the use cases to the most complex use cases that you could see in an enterprise. As I mentioned before, Gemini Enterprise comes with out-of-the-box agents. I'll give you a few examples. Deep Research Agent for knowledge. Data Science Agent, which significantly simplifies data engineering. And there are examples of other use cases like enterprise search, and use cases that are tied to enterprise functions like IT, human resources, finance, procurement, and supply chain. And not to mention, there are scores of business process-related use cases that are tied to individual customer workflows, which enable them to deliver superior value from transformation of these workflows. As an example, think about fraud, waste, and abuse detection and prevention in financial services, or revenue cycle management in healthcare, or clinical trial matching in pharma. These are just some of the examples. The possibilities are endless.
And there's another piece of this, right? The Google Cloud element. How should partners be leaning into Google Cloud to ensure they're making the most out of Gemini Enterprise?
First, I would say, how do you work with upskilling your teams on the latest generative AI curriculum and training badges? We have L100 to L400 generative AI trainings. There's an opportunity to leverage our pitch decks and assets hosted on the Partner Advantage Forum. And when it comes to working with customers, scoping use cases with customer focus and line of business emphasis, earning customer sponsorship through delivering several different types of use cases, hosting agents on AI Agent Finder, considering agents that integrate with several enterprise platforms. And these enterprise platforms could be commercially available enterprise platforms or even homegrown applications that customers have. And then helping customers figure out how do you ramp the adoption and usage of AI across the enterprise, and how do you make sure that this happens in a way that delivers value in a consistent and sustainable way.
And speaking of value, as you know, one of the most important things to partners is their bottom line, understandably so. How can they sell services and solutions around Gemini Enterprise to create stickiness with their customers and ultimately recurring revenue?
Customers are looking to use AI at every aspect of their organizational day-to-day operations. Gemini Enterprise comes with ready-to-use out-of-the-box agents, as well as there are several sets of what we call as day zero use cases that allow customers to quickly realize value. And partners will play a great role in enabling customers realize this value. That's the first dimension. There's a second dimension of how do you now help customers think through what is the transformative roadmap of AI use cases that they're going to implement? And how do you get them on that glide path of realizing value in a way that is both sustainable, sticky, and empowering to the organization and employees? The way to do that is to think about what are the sets of use cases that matter the most, and how do you use Gemini Enterprise to build agents, to build custom connectors, and to also govern and manage these agents in a way that value is delivered in a sustainable way and value is delivered and captured in an accelerated way.
Why is it so crucial that partners do this? They drive change management. They have these conversations about tools like Gemini Enterprise. Why is it crucial for them?
AI is a journey, and customers are dealing with a lot of challenges when it comes to realizing value from AI in a way that is empowering, in a way that is sustainable, and in a way that is consistent. And you want to make sure that your partners are helping you across the entire journey. It is one thing to implement a use case, but it is another thing to actually scale that use case and drive value across the enterprise. And that is where partners play a very critical role, helping customers figure out how to implement this use case, how to scale this use case, and how to drive adoption of this use case across the enterprise. Change management is not just unidimensional. You have to think about change management from a people, from a process, and from a technology standpoint. And partners are best positioned to actually help customers across all of these three dimensions in a way that helps them capture value from all of the AI investments that they're making. And of course, continue to reinvest that to empower and to transform additional workflows and additional business processes across their AI transformation journey.
You heard him, partners. There's so much value for you in offering a tool like Gemini Enterprise to your customers. Jay, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of your knowledge with us.
Thank you so much, Andrea. It was great to have this discussion. Thank you again.
Absolutely. And if you're interested in learning more about Gemini Enterprise, you can go to the website on your screen. And thank you so much for watching.